What is going on, Arizona sports fan family? How are we doing out here today on this Tuesday morning, ladies and gentlemen? We're here to talk about some Arizona Cardinals football. How's everybody doing out here today? Now, today's a special day. Today's a very, very special day. Obviously, today is the trade deadline, so we're going to go ahead and observe to see if there's any big trades happening in the world of the NFL. Not only that, we're also going to be diving into the decision that Mr. Jonathan Gannon has made yesterday. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys do not remember, but after the loss against the Ravens, Jonathan Gannon came out and said that Clayton Tune was going to be starter number one. And obviously, after that, there was an uproar of the fan base, because how much more can you handle, right? As a fan base, how much more can you handle in terms of seeing I'm seeing Josh Dobbs, right? We're seeing the same thing over and over again. And I think it kind of got to the point where there was so much pushback, so much, things kind of going through the motions here. We didn't get it, right? Nobody understood why there was such an attachment to Mr. Joshua Dobbs. Now, there was an announcement made yesterday from Jonathan Gannon, and this is exactly what he said.
Called quarterbacks this morning. We're going to keep ramping up Kyler and see how he progresses through the week. And if it's not Kyler, then it's going to be Clayton Tune. So I talked to all three quarterbacks and on the same page with them how we're going to operate moving forward. Look forward to having a good week of prep. Cleveland, 2-day trip. Try to go get a win.
Woo! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are living in a different era now, and that is going to be the Clayton Tune era. Now, this might be a 1 week, 2 week assignment. We don't 100% know. All we know is that on Sunday, right after the game versus the Ravens, we had JG come out and say that Joshua Dobbs was going to be QB1 after the Sunday game. Now, obviously, he changed his tune on Monday. I don't know if that was because Mr. Michael Bidwell kind of came into his ear. We don't know if the ticket sales were hurting. We don't know, right? All we know is that the decision was made that we are moving off of Josh Dobbs for this coming game. Now, listening into what Jonathan Gannon had to say, he started off with, we're going to continue to ramp up Kyler Murray. That's huge, right? That's huge. Now, if Kyler Murray isn't ready to go, then we're going to be seeing Mr. Clayton Tune. So honestly, I think there is a lot of optimism. There's a lot of positivity. There's a lot of things to look at in this next coming week versus the Cleveland Browns. And I think honestly, the fan base needed something to hold on to. Let's call it like it is, ladies. And let's call it like it is. The fan bases needed something. We couldn't see the same thing over and over and over again because, like I said multiple times on the stream, that's the definition of insanity. Doing the same things over and over again and expecting a different result, right? Now, I did make a video yesterday, and I said the season was cooked. I don't know if you guys ended up taking a look at that video, but I ended up titling it, "The Season is Cooked." Now, please keep in mind that video was made before the announcement of Mr. Clayton Tune going to be starter if Kyler Murray can't go. So obviously, do I change my mind with the thought of the season not being cooked? I mean, whether the season is cooked or not, I think there's still a little bit more positivity seeing a new quarterback because this is supposed to be a evaluation year, right? I think that's one of the biggest things out here that most people have yet to acknowledge, right? Because people see Josh Dobbs and they say, well, he's done good, right? He's a backup quarterback, right? Continue the tank, whatever you need to do. Here's the situation that we're living in right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're calling this a rebuilding / evaluation year. You can't reevaluate somebody that's been in the NFL and has yet to accomplish very much. So this move that was made, it could be made for multiple different reasons, right? It could be made because Michael Bidwell came in and said, hey, we got to make a change, right? Something got to give. The fan base isn't happy, right? We have all these different things coming our way. Our ticket sales look absolutely horrendous. Nobody wants to see Josh Dobbs, right? There might have been something like that because it's really weird. It's really weird that Mr. Jonathan Gannon came out after the Sunday's game and said he already crowned Josh Dobbs. He already did. The crown was on Josh Dobbs' head even after that abysmal performance versus the Baltimore Ravens. And then on Monday, he tracked back and he was like, nah, bruh. Let me run this back real quick. My bad. We're changing directions. So honestly, I'm up for it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm up for it. Y'all know, if you guys been rocking with me for, a long time or even from the beginning of the season, you know who I truly wanted from the beginning of the season. It was this man right here, especially if Kyler Murray wasn't ready to go. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying Clayton Tune is better than Kyler Murray. No, don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get it twisted. Kyler Murray is my quarterback. But under the understanding, this man right here went through the OTAs. This man went ahead and beat out Colt McCoy. This man went ahead and got snubbed the moment that we went ahead and traded for Josh Dobbs because we literally gave the keys to the Mercedes, gave the keys to the Lamborghini, gave the keys to the most popular car out there in this organization, and we gave it to Josh Dobbs for I don't understand why. Well, I guess I understand, right? Because the connection between him and Drew Petzing, right? That was the reason why. Veteran. But this man right here should have been the guy that we at least saw in week 5 or week 6. The moment we started to see Josh Dobbs decline, we should have pulled the trigger. And it didn't happen. But it's happening now. So I think we should definitely be a lot of things should be exciting here moving forward. I'm excited. I don't know if you guys can tell, but definitely this move brings a level of excitement, right? Because we're starting to see a different type of quarterback. Now, Clayton Tune could come out here and possibly fall flat in his face, right? And there's going to be some people out there that are saying, I told you, Mike, he's going to suck, right? Maybe. But this is an evaluation year, ladies and gentlemen, and we got to evaluate our young kids. So far, our draft class is looking out to be very, very darn good. So why not give the opportunity to Clayton Tune? Why not? That's what this year is about, right? Evaluation. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Now, let's take a look at the draft class here for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I'm pretty sure if you guys are diehard Arizona Cardinal fans, you already know, right? You already know who the draft picks are. And most of these guys are already putting production for the Arizona Cardinals. Mr. Paris Johnson Jr., take a bow, young man, because you are a stud or dog, right? First round pick for the Cardinals, dog or stud. Paris Johnson Jr., BJ Ojulari, where he's finally starting to get healthier and healthier. He already got a sack. Already production. Garrett Williams in his very first game debuting got an interception. Michael Wilson, we all know, love Michael Wilson. John Gaines Jr. or John Gaines II, he ended up getting hurt in preseason, so we can't really say very much about him. Clayton Tune, we're going to see. Owen Papu, we don't really know too much about him. We've seen him here and there, but other than that, he's all right? Keitrell Clark, although he's got to get burnt toast, and it's obvious that he's actually starting to sit now. He was giving us some sort of production, right? Dante Stills has over 2 sacks on the season already. It's looking good. This draft class is looking pretty darn good, if I might say so myself. So why not give this young kid an opportunity? Monty Ossenfort has been hitting it. He's been hitting them. He's been hitting these draft picks, even these late round draft picks. So why not? Why not give the opportunity to this young man? And I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Garrett Williams looking good. Michael Wilson looking like a beast. B.J. Ojolari already got a sack. Paris Johnson Jr., we know, right? One of the biggest unknowns out there right now. You know it, and I know it. Clayton Tune. Huge unknown. Let's get it going. We're going to be able to see him this coming weekend. Well, let's be very clear here, ladies. Let's be very clear. If Kyler Murray can't go, this will be the man we will see over the weekend, right here. If Kyler Murray can go, then it's Kyler Murray's show, right? Then it's no longer Toontown in the desert. But with the reports that ended up coming out, it almost kind of seems like it might be Clayton Tune. That's what it seems like, right? Because Ian Rappaport ended up putting a report out over the weekend, or it was actually probably last weekend, that he said that they're probably aiming for sometime in November. If not the beginning, then the next week. So we'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited, ladies and gentlemen. I think you guys should be excited too. At least gives us another opportunity to take a look to see what these young studs are going to do, right? I don't think anybody's coming out here and saying Clayton Tune is going to elevate this and making us win. Nobody's saying that. Or at least I'm not. I'm just saying it's an evaluation year. This is the right move. This is the right move here for the Arizona Cardinals. So I'm excited. I'm absolutely excited. Now, today is a trade deadline here for the Arizona Cardinals. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, not just for the Cardinals. This is a trade deadline for the entirety of the NFL. Now, there's already been some moves made within the world of the NFL. Nothing with the Cardinals. Do I expect anything happening with the Cardinals? Probably not. I think I expect more us selling if we did do anything. I don't see us buying at all. I've never seen us buying at all. But if we did make a move, it probably would be selling. Would I rather not sell? Yeah, absolutely. Right? Kyler Murray's coming back hopefully in about 2 weeks or so. Let's just keep what we have and let's see kind of roll what we got going on. So as of right now, the latest move that was made was that the Chicago Bears has made a move to acquire Montez Sweat from the Commanders. And the Commanders are also now fielding calls on Chase Young. Now, can the Arizona Cardinals be in the Chase Young sweepstakes? Yes, I guess they possibly can. But like I said earlier, I don't see the Arizona Cardinals making a move, like in terms of buying. Do I see them selling? At one point, I did see them selling, but like after this move from Clayton Tune, it's clear to me, right? And it's crazy because literally my mind has changed from Sunday, Monday, and now we're here, right? My mind has changed so much. You heard me say we're tanking, right? You heard me jump on a podcast and say they don't want to win, right? Because of the decision that was made on Sunday with them already crowning Josh Dobbs QB1. But now that it's been changed, they might want to win. They might want to win. They might want to win. So we'll see. We'll see. Now, there is also a guy that is out there that has already requested a trade from the Chicago Bears, and that is Jalen Johnson, right? Jalen Johnson, quarterback. And I think there's a lot of people, especially the buyers, the teams that are going to be buyers, they are very excited about maybe getting this young, talented kid. Can the Cardinals be in it? I mean, like I said earlier, yes, I guess we technically can, but I don't see the Cardinals buying. I truly don't. I mean, if they do, whoa, that would be wild. That would be wild. I'm for it, right? I'm for it. The Cardinals right now have draft capital galore. We got so many draft picks. So I'm for it if they do buy. I just don't see them buying. That's the thing, right? But yes, Jalen Johnson has requested a trade away from the Chicago Bears. And I know there's the teams that are buyers out there that are most likely going to start making calls to the Chicago Bears because their trade or their extension talks have kind of just went down the pipeline, at least per the reports. So here we are. Who can the Arizona Cardinals possibly go out there and get, right? Now, here's the funny thing here, ladies and gentlemen. The Arizona Cardinals can possibly get anybody. We have the draft capital, right? We got the capital to fling around. We have holes galore. Offensive line, interior defensive line. Some might say cornerback to get rid of Marco Wilson. I know some people want to get rid of Zach Ertz to elevate Trey McBride to be that number one tight end that we all kind of want him to be, right? The Cardinals can go any which way. I see somebody in the comments here, the Cardinals should go after running back Zach Moss. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate the idea. Like I said, the Cardinals can get better after today. Will they? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know they're going to. Make a move. That's what I meant. Not going to get better, but I don't see them making a move. I see them more being a sellers than anything. But obviously, with Kyler Murray coming back, that's a whole new ball game, right? That's a whole new ball game. So we'll have to kind of wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Let's take a look here to see if there has been any other moves right now made in the world of the NFL. And I don't see anything else that's been made other than reports coming out saying that people are making calls about Chase Young. It's really the only thing I see out here. Montez Sweat ended up leaving the Commanders. And there seems to be some teams reaching out about Chase Young. So here we are. Somebody in the chat says, sell Ertz for a 6th and Marco for a 5th. Honestly? I mean, well, here's the thing. Like, if we get rid of Marco, I understand everybody's frustration, right? I understand it. I'm right there with you, too. I was one of the guys that was hard on Marco last year as well. Now, when I heard Marco come out on the offseason saying things like, we're locked in, I love the doubters, that kind of got me pumped up. I was like, all right, yeah, cool, let's go, you know? Feel yourself. Believe in yourself. Get better. It's just the problem is that Marco didn't get better, right? Marco Wilson is a big, big weak point in our secondary. But like, who are we going to replace, right? Unless we put Garrett Williams in there 100% of the time and then have Antonio Hamilton in there 100% of the time. I mean, yeah, we can technically do that, but I mean, obviously in different packages, you need to have more cornerbacks. But like, that's the situation that we're dealing with. I don't know if Jonathan Gannon will be moving off of, or Monty Ossenfort will be moving off of Marco Wilson because of the idea of like, we don't really have the amount of people that we feel confident in. Now, I get it. Marco Wilson, burnt toast, right? I get it. But I don't know. I mean, if they move him, they move him, right? We'll have to kind of wait and see. But today's a trade deadline, ladies and gentlemen, for the NFL. We're going to see some crazy, crazy moves. Somebody in the chat says, can we trade Dobbs? Honestly, there are some needy quarterback teams out there that I feel like it, like for example, the Vikings, right? Like, they went through a very unfortunate circumstance with Kirk Cousins, right? Tearing his Achilles. Like, that's terrible for the Vikings. I mean, if they look at Dobbs and this says, hey, he's sustainable, right? Or we feel like he can do good in our system. Yeah, we could possibly trade Dobbs. I don't know what value we would be getting back for him. Keep in mind, we didn't really trade very much to get him. So, I mean, it probably will be around the same thing, if not maybe higher value. And that's the thing, like, Josh Dobbs has played not very good these last several weeks. Unless we can get somebody that's absolutely needy and absolutely loves Dobbs for whatever reason, then, I mean, anything's possible, right? Anything's possible. But, I mean, we'll have to kind of wait and see. Somebody in the chat says we should sell James Conner. We've been talking about that, man. Honestly, 3 or 4 weeks ago, we already started talking about trade deadline rumors, right? And stuff like that, who we can possibly trade. And keep in mind here, ladies and gentlemen, that the reason why we're talking about this is because we're 1-7, right? Like, and I get it. There's some fans out there that are like, why are you talking about the season being cooked, Mike? Like, no teams have ever come back from 1-7 and made the playoffs. Let's call it like it is, right? Now, can the Cardinals go on a magical run if Kyler Murray does come back? I guess they technically can, but 1-7 is really hard to overcome. You know what I mean? Keep in mind, there's a stat out there that says that if a team starts off 0-2 or an 0-3, the chances of them making the playoffs is next to nil, right? It's next to nothing. So the Cardinals are 1-7. You know what I mean? This is an evaluation year. And I think that's why I was so bent out of shape. The fact that we're already crowning a guy that has proven nothing. And now we finally made the decision to move off. I don't think this is fully Jonathan Gannon's decision, though. I'm not going to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to lie to you. I truly feel like somebody on the uppers, somebody up there came up and told Jonathan Gannon. I have a feeling that this wasn't all 100% Jonathan Gannon's decision. I have a feeling that maybe Michael Bidwell got involved, some front office people got involved, some VP, somebody got involved and told him, we got to make a change. Something needs to give, right? And because you guys, right? The people in the chat, the people that have been preaching what we should be preaching all along, right? Because all this is a rebuild year doesn't mean that we can't try to throw some people out there and see what they can do for the rest of the year, right? So shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys for being one voice out there, because honestly, this is how we can get things done. This is how we can get things accomplished, by banding together and making one voice 100 voices, right? 200 voices, 300 voices, 1,000 voices, right? All singing one song, all singing one tune. And the fact of the matter is, something needed to change. And I truly think that somebody told Jonathan Gannon, we can't keep doing the same things over and over again. I'm telling you, social media is a powerful tool. People don't want it. People don't get it. People don't get it. Because you see a multi-billion-dollar organization, and you think to yourself, well, why would they listen to some guy on a podcast, right? Why would he listen to some sort of fan, right? I mean, if you got thousands of people saying the same thing, it's going to get to the ears of these uppers, regardless, right? Especially because we're 1-7. So, move needed to be made. I'm happy it's made. Let's get it going. I'm excited. Tune time. Tune time in the desert, baby. Let's go. I see somebody in the chat here. DJ Humphries can possibly be a guy. Yeah, I mean, we talked about DJ Humphries as well. We all kind of know where we're at right now as an organization, although I like DJ. There's a reason why BA called him knee deep, right? I don't think DJ liked that, but, I loved what BA called him that, because honestly, I don't think BA gave two craps. There was a report that came out, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys know, but there was rumors and speculations that T. Higgins from the Cincinnati Bengals might have been moved. But now it seems like T. Higgins is not going to be moved anymore. FYI, that just came down the pipeline. T. Higgins was a name that was thrown out there, not for the Cardinals, but for the NFL, in terms of a number 1 wide receiver, or heck, possibly a number 2 wide receiver, depending on what roster he goes to. There was rumors that he might be traded away, but now there's reports that are coming out here saying that T. Higgins is no longer going to get traded, and I feel like he's going to stay with the Cincinnati Bengals. Just FYI. So T. Higgins is not an option anymore, but the names that's getting floated around is Chase Young. Montez Sweat already left. He's moving on to the Chicago Bears, and now we have the Cardinals. But people that we have that can get a lot of value, DJ Humphries, I think for sure can get some value back for the Cardinals. And I'm talking about a 2nd round pick, maybe 2nd to 3rd round pick the Cardinals could possibly get for a DJ Humphries. And especially if you unload that contract that he's got, it would help out. Buddha is another one that we can definitely move off. Do I want to get rid of Buddha? No, I don't. I absolutely don't. I hate the idea. I don't want to live in a world where Buddha Baker is not in a safety. But that's another guy that can get a lot of value back for the Arizona Cardinals if they choose to do something like that. Marquise, I know his name was floated around with the Panthers. Now, although the Panthers most likely made the call, they most likely called the Cardinals and are like, hey, what can we get? What do you want for Marquise? I'm pretty sure that happened, right? I'm pretty sure that happened. But there was a report that came out. I believe it was Diana Rossini from The Athletic. She said that the Cardinals do not intend to trade either Kyler Murray or Marquise Hollywood Brown. They said Marquise is the future. They just said that Kyler Murray is going to be playing the next few weeks. So there's no intention to get rid of those two guys. And I do think that if Kyler stays, Marquise stays. If Marquise goes, Kyler goes. So I think the Cardinals are deciding to keep them both. And I think we're kind of just going to roll with it and see how it goes for the last part of the season. Let's see here. I actually think that the opposite, Mike. I think JG was against tanking, and it would make sense why he seems so uninterested in his pressers, because he's doing something against his will. I actually think it's the opposite, Mike. I think JG was against the tanking. I mean, possibly. Keep in mind here, like I was on my soapbox for weeks since week 7, I was on my soapbox saying the Arizona Cardinals aren't tanking. Right? I was on the soapbox for weeks saying the Cardinals aren't tanking. There's only so much I can do. The moment I heard that Josh Dobbs was going to continue being QB1 into week 9, obviously his mind has changed, and the reports have now came out that there's going to be a switch at QB. But at that very moment, I was like, he doesn't want to win. I'm not going to lie to you. That's where my mind went. He doesn't want to win. But now that the decision has been changed, obviously I'm singing a different tune. That's Clayton Tune. Somebody in the chat says Dobbs' career might be over. Maybe. I mean, maybe. I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, here, we've talked about this multiple different times, right? And big shout out to the people that's always on these streams, and big shout out to the people that listening and chime into my videos. Thank you so very much. You guys are the real MVP. But we said this multiple times. Josh Dobbs, I think he is a wonderful human being. I've said this multiple times. He's great. His personality is infectious. It's fantastic. He has a social media presence like I haven't seen in quite some time. Honestly, I like what Josh Dobbs is, and I like the underdog story. I like what we've seen from the small spurts that we've seen from Josh Dobbs, and I'm truly grateful for what he's done to this organization. The problem is you can only go through 3 or 4 or 5 weeks of the same thing over and over again and expect different results, right? This was something that it was getting to the point where it was getting bad. It was getting bad. We're seeing Josh Dobbs regress at an all-time level, at an all-time low. And that's one of the main reasons why you've seen so much, I don't want to say hate towards Josh Dobbs, but so much pushback to this Cardinal organization, because if they truly want to win, that wasn't the way that they got to win. That's not the way that they're going to win. Josh Dobbs isn't it. And I don't know how else to say it. There's no friendly way. There's no puppies and unicorns type of way other than calling it like it is, right? We gave him the opportunity. We gave him 8 solid weeks. He's 8-7. It is what it is, right? This is an evaluation year. Let's continue to work and see what we have. Hopefully that makes sense. But I have nothing against Josh. I think he's a fantastic human being, honestly. And I hope the best for his endeavors, if that's in the NFL or if that's him being a rocket scientist. I hope his life is fantastic, truly. It's just, as a Cardinal fan, you want to see your organization do right, right? And we weren't doing right by the rest of the team. So that's kind of where I stand on that. Deus with the first contribution. What's up, brother? He says the offensive rookies, Wilson, will play harder for Tune since he's a fellow draft mate. At least 4 for 4. We've had starters. I mean, maybe, right? Here's the thing, and I know there's some fans out here. You're not the only one, Deus. You're not the only one that feels like we might have won at least 2 games, right? We might have won at least 2 games in this 8-game stretch. You're not the only one. You're not the only one, because there has been very, very pivotal times where Josh Dobbs completely was the main reasons why we lost these games, right? There's only a few games that come to my mind that we weren't even in, right? The 49ers game, we were doing good for the first half, and obviously we unraveled. They are the better team. They might be Super Bowl bound. The Cincinnati Bengals team, they beat us, right? They beat us. And then the Ravens. They beat us better than the score shows. All the points that we got in the end, those are all garbage points. They absolutely destroyed us. And that's with Lamar Jackson not playing like Lamar Jackson. But you better bet your bottom dollar that the Commanders game was winnable. The Giants game was definitely winnable. The Rams game at one point was winnable. The Seahawks game, winnable. So, like, there's some games out there that are definitely winnable here for the Arizona Cardinals. And I truly feel like at least out of those 4 games, there was at least 1 or 2 we could have won. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. The decision was made. The decision was made. And they went with Dobbs. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing. I don't know how many times, I don't know how much times after each loss, I jumped on my soapbox and I said things like, we need to make a change. You know how many times I got crucified? You know how many times we got all these fans coming in here and love to follow the narrative and love to stay within the lanes? Who was the guy that was called in for Clayton Tune from the beginning of the season? Me. And now you're starting to, this is either going to work out for me very well or it's not. And it's okay. I don't care, right? It's evaluation. That's what we're here for, evaluating. So many people out there led you to believe that Josh Dobbs was the number one answer because of Petsing. If we made the change earlier, we might be singing a different tune. I'm going to keep using that until Clayton Tune is no longer on this dang roster. I'm going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't agree a lot with our Cardinals organization. I'm never going to be one to call out a head coach's job in the first year. I love what I've seen from Jonathan Gannon. Truly, I like what I've seen. The biggest knock on Jonathan Gannon was, why didn't you make a quarterback change? Literally. That's it. That was my biggest knock on Jonathan Gannon. Why aren't you making a quarterback change? But I like what you're doing. This defense looks fantastic. And that's without star-studded people. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of where we're at. But, yeah, if we made the change earlier, we would have seen different. Honestly, I have full confidence that we would at least had 2 wins. And that might not be saying a lot. That's fine. I feel confident that we most likely would have that. RV Davey with a contribution. What's up, brother? He says, Dobbs worthless put Kyler as a Dobbs worthless put Kyler as starter QB. Oh, okay, I get it. I'm sorry, I'm reading that wrong. You're saying Dobbs was worthless, put Kyler as starter QB. Well, here's the thing. The Cardinals are being very cautious the way that they're using Kyler Murray. They're being very, very cautious. Now, whether you agree with it or not, it's the decision of the Arizona Cardinals, right? I don't know where Kyler Murray is. Although we were told he's fully healthy, it's going to be their decision, right? This is a kid that's, or not, he's not even a kid. He's a 25-year-old man that's, he got a real serious injury. I know when we hear fully healthy, we think he should be ready to go, but look, we don't really know. Right, as Cardinal fans, I know we want to see him on the field so badly, but all I knew was something needed to change. Maybe not Kyler, but something needed to change with Dobbs, and it was changed, thankfully. But yeah, Dobbs was where I agree. Dobbs wasn't it, man. Dobbs wasn't it. I agree. Dobbs was definitely not it. Very unfortunate. It is the same thing over and over again. Literally every time I made my post-game reaction, I said the same thing. Who saw my post-game reactions? It was the same thing I said every single week. Every single week. We had this running tally, right? Before last week, we were talking about it, right? Why can't we figure out the second half woes, right? Why can't we figure it out? Now, granted, we did score 7 points this last week in the first half and 17 in the second half, so the numbers are a little skewed. But before Week 8, the Cardinals were sitting at 97 points scored in the first half to 30, right? And that's before this last week. So, we said the same thing over and over again. It was frustrating as a Cardinal fan. So, let's see here. Oh, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Dobbs has just got... Didn't we just talk about this? Ladies and gentlemen? Whoa, buddy. Josh Dobbs has just been traded to the Vikings. So, I'm assuming this is also this is probably why too, right? This is... Whoa, buddy. Here we go. Breaking news coming out here of the world of the Arizona Cardinals. Josh Dobbs was just traded. Josh Dobbs was just traded to the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, buddy. Breaking news. Josh Dobbs was just traded. Let me see if we can find out compensation. Let's take a look to see if we can find out compensation. Oh, snap. We just talked about this. Literally 10, 20 minutes ago, we just talked about this, that this can be a very real possibility, right? Josh Dobbs is now being traded. Okay, let's do this. Let's chime into the report here from Ian Rappaport, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do that right now. Let's chime into the report here of Ian Rappaport. Let's do that right now. Whoa! Josh Dobbs was just traded, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's take a look here. Let's share my screen, shall we? All right, let's share this bad boy. Come on. Here we go.
Yeah, all this means, Tom, is that you get to tweet out that quarterback report that you do right before the draft with the screenshot where you're like, here's what everyone really said about this guy. We're going to get that with, we haven't done that yet, by the way. We're going to get that with Clayton Tune, the potential likely Arizona Cardinals starter. I would be surprised if Kyler Murray starts this week. I guess theoretically there's a possibility they could get him in the game just to let him get his feet wet. But it does sound like at least one game of Clayton Tune. See what he's got. I'm a little surprised they didn't do this earlier, honestly, but just see what he's got.
Thank you.
And then kind of get into the Kyler Murray experience after that. If Clayton Tune impresses, then maybe you say, you know what, we got a really good backup for the next couple of years, and then we'll see. If he doesn't, then maybe Josh Dobbs is your backup. But that actually is a really important decision and part of the evaluation for the Cardinals this week.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. We just called this too. Wow. Josh Dobbs was just traded. Josh Dobbs was just traded. I'm curious to figure out what the compensation is. I'm not seeing compensation here at all yet. Past 3 months. I don't see compensation yet. Wow. Anybody see compensation yet? I'm not seeing compensation yet. It probably can change here. Wow. Yeah, I'm not seeing any compensation here at all, at least as of right now. I'm still looking, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. So definitely go ahead and keep putting it here in the chat if you see something. Here we go. If it's not a fifth, what the heck is Monty doing? We have 2 QBs now. Yeah, I don't see anybody having anything here. But yeah, breaking news. Breaking news. Josh Dobbs is now a member of the Minnesota Vikings. What a move from Monty Ossenfort. This man is an absolute wizard. Monty Ossenfort is a wizard, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. He got this man and flipped him. I'm so curious to figure out. Here what Josh Dobbs was traded away for. Snap. Yeah, because right now I'm not seeing any compensation anywhere, but definitely it most likely will be coming up here pretty soon. Whoa. I guess it just depends, right? I guess it just depends on how they feel about it. At best, a third rounder? Sheesh. I don't know if we would have got a third rounder for him. Snap. If we got a fourth, I would take it. Wow. Monty Ossengoat. Wow. He came up here and traded for a man and just traded him back out. He said deuces. Is compensation now anywhere? I'm curious to figure out compensation. We had a compensatory pick. Let's see here. 2 picks. Dobbs should... Well, Ian Rappaport just said the same darn thing. Ian Rappaport said he was surprised. He said he was surprised that we didn't get rid of him faster. I was too. That's where the frustration lies. That's where frustration lies with me as a Cardinal fan, that why were we rolling with him for as long as we were? Maybe we were shopping him. Right? Yeah, everything here from the big guys, right? Your Tom Pelissero and your Ian Rappaport, Nothing is coming up with compensation, at least as of right now. But man, what a move. Here we go. Another contribution coming our way. We got JK Gamer says, I hope we can start Kyler now. Well, we're done with the Josh Dobbs experiment. That's for darn sure. And I'm for it, man. I am for it. Wow. What a wizard. All right. Yeah, well, I think Kyler Murray is going to be obviously QB1 when he's fully healthy and ready to go. I truly do think that Kyler Murray is going to be QB1, right? When he's fully ready to go. But man, did Monty Austinfort come out here? Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. Josh Dobbs is no longer a member of the Arizona Cardinals. Just got traded to the Minnesota Vikings. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if there's anything with compensation out here, and I'm still not showing it. See, and everybody's saying that Dobbs was solid for us. Okay, cool. Keep that narrative out there. Keep that narrative. Everybody's saying that Dobbs was solid for us. He was for about 1 or 2 games. He was for about 1 or 2 or 3. Okay, we'll give him 3 or 4 weeks. Let's give him 3 or 4 weeks. Dobbs was solid for us for 3 or 4 weeks, but if that's the narrative out there that he was solid for us for 3 or 4 games, I hope we got something big back. I hope we got something big back, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not talking about a second or a third rounder. I'm talking about maybe a 4th rounder. Did we flip this bad boy and get something good? I mean, I'm not seeing anything with compensation as of right now, and I'm still scrounging. I'm still scrounging right now, and to see what we have. But to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, Monty Austinfort's a wizard to me, man. This man knew. This man knew. Who's our third quarterback? We got no third quarterback right now. Maybe Jeff Driscoll. Maybe Jeff Driscoll will be our third quarterback. I don't know. But breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, the Josh Dobbs experiment is way over now. Way over now. Okay, so keep going in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it up in the chat here, because honestly, I'm going to do my best here to try to figure out exactly what we got back for it. But like, the Vikings were a team that was the Vikings are a team that's desperate. That might work out for the advantage here of the Arizona Cardinals. That might work out here for the advantage of the Arizona Cardinals. They were a desperate team. Kirk Cousins goes down. It's not good. Not good at all. They were a desperate team. Did the Arizona Cardinals come out here and fleece the Vikings? That's the question. That's the question out here. We're still waiting on the compensation here. If you guys see it, definitely let me know here in the post. Definitely let me know here. I'm still scrounging around, still not seeing anything. Yeah, still not seeing anything as of right now. Whoa, buddy. Somebody says we got a 6th rounder. Oh, it's a 6th and a 7th swap per Gambo. Vikings are trading for Josh Dobbs. Oh, no, we know that already. Oh, does John Gambador have something on it? Is it 6th? Did we really? Did we really just not get anything back? Okay, okay. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, let me see what you guys are saying here. John Gambadoro, where are you, my dude? All right, let's see what John Gambadoro says. Let me see. Okay, here we go. I see what you're talking about. All right. Okay, I have the screenshot right here. Let me go ahead and upload it for you guys, and let me see. Let's kind of dive into this report here. Keep in mind, this is going to be from John Gambadoro here on 98.7 FM, Arizona Sports. Let's see what this guy says here. Very, very reliable source. Let me see what he says. Okay, so John Gambadoro 4 minutes ago, he says Dobbs was going to be the third quarterback when Kyler Murray gets back. In the end, they gave up a fifth to Philly for a mid-sixth and got 8 games from Dobbs as a starting QB. The seventh round swaps in each trade basically cancels each other out. So only lost about 20. Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. Well, that sucks. I mean, at the end of the day, we weren't going to use them, right? Why we didn't use them early? I don't know, man. We should have switched them out earlier, to be honest with you. We should have switched them out earlier, to be honest with you. I don't get why we stuck with them for as long as we did. For as long as we did. I don't get it. Okay. So it definitely seems like it's a swap. Yep. It definitely seems like a swap. So, I mean, we didn't get very much value back. But, I mean, at the end of the day, so far we're losing these trades. So far, I mean, he was going to be third quarterback anyway, so the grand scheme of things. I think we just dumped him back off. He was going to work. He wasn't going to work for the Cardinals. Did we not get value back? Yes, we didn't get value back. Of course we didn't. It happens all the time, but okay. 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 He's gone. He's gone. Tune season, baby. Tune season. Even if it's just one game. Tune season, baby. Tune season. Okay. Adam Schefter is saying the same thing. FYI, Adam Schefter is saying the same thing. Cardinals traded Josh Dobbs and a 7th round pick to the Vikings for their 6th round pick per source. And I'm assuming that's John Gambadoro. Okay. Okay, gotcha. So that's the compensation. So even Adam Schefter is saying the exact same thing. Okay. All right. Well, good luck in your endeavors, my dude. Yeah, Adam Schefter just came out and said the exact same thing. It's not like I didn't believe Gambo. I believe Gambo. But there is just more reassurance that the fact that happened. All right. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Well, there you go. All right. It's K1, bro. Tune. That's the thing. Like, how do we know Tune is trash? Why are we saying Tune is trash, bro? How do we know? Because of preseason? When you're playing with Greg Dortch? That's how we know? Come on now. This man had thrown 40 touchdowns. I'm not saying he's better than Kyler Murray, but to call him trash is kind of disrespectful. We don't know what this kid could do. We don't know what Clayton Tune can do. We saw what Josh Dobbs can do. They gave you 8 weeks of Josh Dobbs, and still people are out here saying Josh Dobbs has played solid for the Cardinals. What? Come on. Come on. Let's not disrespect Mr. Clayton Tune. This man is a 5th round pick, and possibly could get us some excitement here heading into week 9 versus the Browns. If not, and he falls flat on his face, okay. K1 is the way, right? K1 is the way to go. So we got something back, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We weren't going to keep him. He was going to be the 3rd string quarterback, as he should have been. As he should have been. Let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Who was the only one that was calling it? Me. Well, actually, I don't know, because I don't really listen to any other podcast. I'm not going to lie to you. But I feel like I was really the only one jumping on my soapbox saying, let's see what this kid can do. Even Ian Rappaport came out and says, I'm surprised it took him this long to make a switch. I was too. The national people out there think that Josh Dobbs was decent for us. Okay, cool. Take him. Take him. What? What? Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news in the world of the Arizona Cardinals. Josh Dobbs has now been traded away. Josh Dobbs has been, and we just talked about it, fam. We just talked about it. That's wild. Because one of the somebody in the chat said, "Can Dobbs get traded?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, there's some desperate teams out there. The Vikings being one of them, and Kirk Cousins, right? Obviously, that the Achilles tear is definitely going to be something where they're going to be putting themselves in a situation. I'm pretty sure the Vikings called about Kyler. I'm pretty darn sure the Vikings called about Kyler, and we're like, no." Wow. Wow. All right. Well, here we are. Let's see if there's any other moves happening. Who else? Who else is the Cardinals going to move off of? Let me know here in the chat. Wow. All right. Monty Austinfort, keep doing you, buddy. Somebody in the chat says Kyler's going. I don't think Kyler's going. I truly think that the Vikings called about Kyler. I'm pretty darn sure. I'm pretty darn sure somebody called about. I'm pretty darn sure. Yup. Yup, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Wow. All right, Dobbs is gone. Dobbs is gone. All right, let's go. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So it's going to be Dobbs in a 7th to the Vikings. And then we get their 6th round pick. That's what it is. Somebody in the chat says trade Marco. Sheesh. All right. Well, let's take this in, shall we? Let's take this in, shall we? Because this is pretty big. This is pretty big. This is pretty darn big. Josh Dobbs is now no longer a member of the Arizona Cardinals. Awesome. Love to see it. Love to see it. All right. Well, here we go. I'm pretty sure the Vikings called about Kyler. They had to. They had to call about Kyler. They had to. Somebody in the chat says, we fleeced them, bro. I mean, the way you are, yeah, I mean, it is what we weren't going to use them anymore. We literally done everything we can for Josh Dobbs. Everything. We gave him 8 weeks. We gave Josh Dobbs 8 weeks. 8 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. And even Ian Rappaport came out and says, I don't understand why we didn't make the trades or we didn't make the move sooner. Me too. Me too. I don't get it either. I don't understand why we weren't. And for all the people out there that were telling me I'm so hard on Josh Dobbs, why are you so hard on Josh Dobbs? Because in my own eyes, I see that this guy wasn't doing anything for us. He wasn't doing anything for us. I like him. I think he's a great human being, truly, but he just wasn't doing anything for us. Somebody in the chat says, RV Davies says Ertz is next to go. It would make sense. It truly would. Do I want to see Ertz? No, I don't, because I am probably one of the few that still believe in that still believe in Ertz, right? I'm one of the few, but you might be right. Ertz might be going. You might be right. Now let's get some receivers Kyler can see down the field. Deus was saying throws in the preseason and having accuracy against second and stringer seems like you're a casual. Let's see here. Well, here's the thing, right? I think we all acknowledge that Tune had some issues, especially in those out routes. He was sailing the balls, right? But you're throwing to Greg Dortch, which isn't a 6'1" receiver, right? Now, obviously, Tune isn't gonna come in here and take Kyler Murray's job. I don't think he is. No, he's not, right? We're talking about a backup quarterback. This is evaluation season for the Arizona Cardinals. That's what this is. This is an evaluation season. Why we waited 8 weeks to make a change? Beyond me. But it's over now, right? It's done now. Breaking news. Breaking news. Josh Dobbs is done. He's no longer a member of the Arizona Cardinals. He's done. He's gone. Here we go. Here we go. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, at the grand scheme of things, it needed to happen. People will always try to tell you you're wrong when your organization doesn't back the decisions that you feel like is right. This decision was correct to do. This was a decision that was correct to do. Dobbs wasn't it. I know that hurts some people out there because they like Dobbs, and that's fine. Like Dobbs, that's okay. We understand that Clayton Tune had some accuracy issues. We get it. But how do you get better from those accuracy issues? How do you get better? You tell me. Practice? Real-time, game-time reps? How do you get better from those? Right? This kid wasn't given the opportunity. He went through the OTAs. He went to the training camp. He beat out Colt McCoy. That probably isn't saying very much, but he beat out Colt McCoy. Now, whether JG came out and truly thought that Josh Dobbs was the answer, I hope he could admit that he was wrong. You know what I mean? It's fine. Admit we're all wrong sometimes. It's okay. You learn more from your losses than you do by your wins. But let's be honest here. Let's call it like it is. Maybe Jonathan Gannon came out and truly felt like Josh Dobbs was going to get him more wins than we have, right? We're 1-7. Maybe he truly thought that deep down in his gut. Maybe in the fire in his gut, he actually truly felt it. He's wrong. He's wrong. Learn from it. It's okay. We're 1-7. We're making the change. It's almost trending like Clayton Tune is going to be the starter this coming week for the Arizona Cardinals. But Kyler might be coming back here sooner in the next maybe couple weeks, if not 3 weeks. We'll see, right? But in the grand scheme of things, just like my guy John Gambadoro here saying, right? This is what we got back, right? This is what we got back. The Arizona Cardinals ended up trading away a 7th-round pick in Josh Dobbs to the Vikings, and we got their 6th-round pick, essentially. So, here we go. This is where we're at. This is where we're at. We need to see Kyler put on official. Here's the thing. Kyler might be activated, but doesn't mean he's going to play. We even heard that from Ian Rappaport saying that he might be activated and put as a backup because they don't feel like he's fully ready to go, right? That's their decisions. Can they be wrong? Probably. We'll have to kind of wait and see. It's a Halloween miracle. Yes, it is. Thank you. It's the truth. I get it. Some of y'all might be, I think that I'm being way too hard, and that's fine. It's okay. Somebody's got to tell it like it is. Somebody needs to tell it like it is. And that's me, right? That's me. It's okay. It's like that Scarface scene. Say goodnight to the bad guy. And that's fine. I'm okay with being that guy. Because it needed to happen. Needed to happen. Let's give Tune an opportunity. Can he fall flat in his face? Yes, he possibly can. But this needed to happen, ladies and gentlemen. You got a needy quarterback team that the Cardinals were going to make him a third stringer anyways. The Cardinals were going to make him a third stringer anyways. They were done. They were done. So here we go. Now there is another report coming out saying that there is teams that have traded. There's teams out there that are calling about quarterback Jacoby Brissett. So that might be a thing as well. Here we go. Okay. Well, there it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Dobbs to the Vikings. And then something else completely nothing Cardinals related. It seems like Will Levis is expected to start at QB for the Titans. What do you know? What do you know? Because you gave an opportunity, right? That's what people don't understand. That's what people don't get. That's what people don't get. Yeah. This weekend is going to be Tune. I have confidence that it's going to be Tune this weekend. Yeah, I have confidence that that we have. Yeah, so we give up. So the Vikings get Cardinals 7th round pick and Josh Dobbs, and then we get their 6th. Is what I'm seeing the reports coming out and saying. Some in the chat. I mean, the grand scheme of things, Josh Dobbs was going to be third string quarterback. That's what it is. We should have taken Mayfield before the season. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Here's the thing. Mayfield was going to be more expensive, right? This was a season that the Cardinals weren't going to be spending a lot of money. You can tell that this free agency, the Cardinals did nothing. I mean, they got Pascal, right? That's cool. Yeah. So we ended up getting Pascal and we ended up getting Kazir White, but we didn't really do very much in free agency. So I see what you're saying that we maybe should have got Mayfield, but like the end of the day, the Cardinals weren't going to be making big money plays. Michael Bidwell needed to recoup from all the dumb decisions he's made. Let's call it like it is, man. Let's call it like it is. Michael Bidwell, Steve Keim, they all made some really dumb decisions, and now the organization is suffering because of that. So we couldn't really make any big moves, or they didn't want to make any real big moves. And that's kind of where we're at right now. So Mayfield would have been more expensive than trading for a Dobbs. Now we got Clayton Tune, right? We got him in the 5th round. It's huge. Huge. So for the people just joining in, what's up, everyone? Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We did get breaking news in this stream. It has to do with, obviously, Josh Dobbs getting traded away. Josh Dobbs getting traded away to the Minnesota Vikings. And with what I've seen in terms of the reported compensation, it seems like the Cardinals get the Vikings 6th round pick, and then the Vikings get 7th round pick for the Cardinals and a Josh Dobbs, essentially. So, yeah, there's that. There's that. Breaking news, breaking news. Josh Dobbs is no longer a member of the Arizona Cardinals. All right, we got another dono coming up here from Brandon. What's up, Brandon? Appreciate the contribution. He says, competitive tanking effort. Keep K1, build around. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we're here, right? We're here. Would it be unfortunate to see Kyler Murray, right? Like, there is a risk, right? There's a risk in playing Kyler Murray. There is. But here's the thing, like, the Arizona Cardinals, and people don't believe me when I'm saying this. The Cardinals don't fully 100% believe that Kyler Murray is their future. I've said this multiple times in multiple different streams. With all the reports coming out, the Cardinals don't truly believe 100% that Kyler Murray is the future. They can be 90% sure, they could be 95% sure, but there is that 5 to 10% window that they want to see how he's going to do in the Drew Petzing offense. They're not 100% completely sold that Kyler Murray is their guy. Now, what is something the Arizona Cardinals need to do? Evaluate. And I get where the people are coming from, where like, well, why are you going to risk injury, right? Why are you going to risk injury to a 1-7 season? Well, because I think the Cardinals feel like that is going to be the best option for them, right? Whether that comes and bites them in the butt or not, I don't know. But they don't truly 100% believe that Kyler Murray is the guy, because they can very well have a very high round pick. Because keep this in mind, right? Because let's say if Kyler Murray does come back and he loses, and we're still a 1 to 3 or 4 win team, the Cardinals need to make a decision, don't they? So, do I want to get rid of Kyler? No, I don't. No, I don't want to get rid of Kyler. And I want to be very, very clear, because people sometimes listen, they hear what they want to hear, right? So let me be clear. I do not want to get rid of Kyler Murray. But I truly feel like the Arizona Cardinals aren't 100% sure that Kyler Murray is their guy. They might be 95, they might be 90% sure, but they still is that little window that the evaluation needs to be done. And I think that is why they want to see him on the field, whether that's 1 game, 2 games, split share with Clayton Tune. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. But that's kind of where we're at. So, yeah. Here we are. Couple things that we already heard. T. Higgins is not being moved. We did get a move earlier this morning. And that was Montez Sweat ended up going to the Bears. And then we ended up hearing that people are calling about Chase Young. Obviously, breaking news that affects us. We ended up getting Dobbs traded away. So it's where we're at. Appreciate the contribution. But yeah, let's keep looking here. Let's see if there's anything else that's been done. I think a lot of people here are really... Yeah, a lot of people out here are kind of upset with the move of the Josh Dobbs. And I think it's because people don't feel like we got value back. Okay, so here it is. So I think so now I think there's a new report that kind of came out here. So the Cardinals are trading quarterback Josh Dobbs and a conditional 7th round pick to the Minnesota Vikings in exchange for Vikings 6th round pick, 2024. Okay, so it might be a conditional pick. So keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that like, okay, so that's different. That's different. Okay. All right, we got some more news here, ladies and gentlemen, because I know a lot of people are getting bent out of shape here. Okay. All right. Nobody jump off a plane here, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody jump off a plane. Let me clear this up. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. This was just reported here. Give me a second. Okay. All right, so this changes things. This changes things. Okay, let me go ahead and upload this because I want to make sure you guys see this. Big shout out to my guy A2B2 Lax. What's up, brother? Appreciate the contribution, my dude. Yeah, thank you guys so very much for super chatting, by the way. It means the world. Thanks for the contributions. Let me go ahead and upload this here real quick. So this is going to be new news. So for the people that don't like this, just peep this real quick before you blow a gasket. Let me get to my guy. He says, hypothetically, if we get the number 1 pick for the draft, we should get Caleb Williams and keep and start K1 because I think we should. Oh, I mean, maybe. There's only one quarterback I want. There's only one quarter. I don't care too much for Drake May. If it happens, it happens. But in the grand scheme of things, like Caleb Williams is the only one I would consider the Cardinals getting. But I'm all in Kyler though. So like, I don't know. We'll have to kind of wait and see. All right, so here's the report. There's a new thing that kind of chimed in. I want to kind of get your guys' take on. So this is also from John Gambadoro of 98.7. He says this, more info on the trade. If Dobbs starts half of the games, the Viking games remaining, the Cardinals get the 7th round pick back. Okay, so there you go. There you go. Hopefully that helps some people out there that are blowing a gasket. So more info on the trade. So if Dobbs starts half of the Vikings games remaining, the Cardinals get the 7th round pick back. So it's a conditional 7th round pick. Now, granted, yes, we traded a 5th rounder. Yes, I get it. But we can very well get that 7th round pick back. So don't trip. Don't trip. Honestly, Dobbs isn't it. How Dobbs ain't it. Dobbs ain't it, y'all. Dobbs ain't it. I'm sorry. And I know some people like Dobbs out there. And that's fine. You do you. I'm not here to convince. But yeah, that's definitely different. So conditional 7th round pick. Okay. So if he starts more than half of the games or half of the games for the Vikings, then we just get our 7th round pick back. Then it would literally be the Cardinals trade Josh Dobbs for a 6th round pick, essentially. Yes, I know we traded for a 5th. I get it. Blah, 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 blah. I understand. But that's kind of what it is. That's kind of where we're at. Caleb Eagles, Matt Liner. Oh, line fart. Yeah, maybe. They should sign Minshew. Dude put up some 30 against the Browns. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind Minshew mania, honestly. I kind of like Minshew. Tune is the way. I like Tune. Let's see what he can do, man. Let's see what he can do. Because right now, the Arizona Cardinals only have one quarterback on their roster, on the 53-man roster. Right now, the Arizona Cardinals only have one person on a 53-man roster, and that's Clayton Tune. Obviously, that means Kyler Murray is going to get elevated, right? You can't be rolling with one quarterback unless they somehow elevate Jeff Driscoll. So right now, the Arizona Cardinals have one quarterback in the 53-man roster. Right now, one quarterback, and that's Clayton Tune. A couple things can happen. We can elevate Jeff Driscoll, which I think he's still our practice squad quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. And then we can elevate Kyler to the 53-man roster, right? Or Kyler Murray gets 53-man rostered, but we don't use him. That's also a possibility as well. Or we can get somebody else. or we can trade for somebody else. I don't know, right? All right, another move has dropped, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to do with the Arizona Cardinals. Want to preface that here real quick. Nothing to do with the Arizona Cardinals, but there was a move here made. It seems like the Vikings are trading for guard Ezra Cleveland to the Jaguars. Sources tell Mike Garofolo. The 2020 second-round pick heads to Jacksonville, where he reunites with offensive line Phil, whoever that guy is. Okay, so a guard ends up getting traded away as well, so... Okay. All right, well, how you feeling out there? Who's throwing themselves off a bridge? Who's throwing themselves off a bridge? Honestly, I don't think this is too big of a deal. It's a 7th round pick. Come on, y'all. Let's chill. Let's chill. It's a 7th round pick. Crazy Vikings got Dobbs. Let Monty cook. I don't think Monty is done cooking yet. I don't think so either. Well, we still got a lot of time. We still got like 2 more hours. Somebody says, please no Caleb and Kyler won't be a Cardinal next year. Bet Ossenfort loves picks. Watch, maybe. Tune is going to throw 250 yards, 0 interceptions, calling it now. Love it, Martin. Unless we acquire another guy. I mean, anything's possible at this very moment. Throwing myself out of a bus. Well, don't do that. Don't do that, man. I mean, honestly, like at this very moment, like, y'all just let's chillax. Dobbs needed to go. I know people are really pro Dobbs for some odd reason, but it needed to happen. It needed to happen, y'all. Don't get it twisted. It needed to happen. Let's see here. I mean, anybody can be traded. We've talked about this for a very long time. Like the Cardinals have pieces to trade away if they choose to do so. Like if they choose not to do so, then obviously we're not. But like we can trade away Ertz. We could trade away DJ Humphries, which none of these people I want to trade, but we can technically trade these guys away, right? Ertz, DJ Humphries, Buda Baker. Like there's people the Cardinals can move off of. I never heard the Arizona Cardinals. What am I trying to say here? Sorry, give me a second. I never heard any reports coming out here saying Buda Baker was not getting traded. We did hear reports coming out here saying that Marquise Hollywood Brown wasn't going to get traded. We also heard that Kyler wasn't going to get traded, but we never ever heard that Buda wasn't going to get traded. So, I mean, that might be a possibility as well. So I'm dancing in the street. We'll love it. Kyler will be traded for picks. Watch. We'll see. I expect the season would be crap. Yep, nobody's job is safe with Monty. I mean, we've been saying that for weeks, man. Weeks on weeks. I don't know how much more I have to go repeat myself. Nobody is safe. You're right. I agree with you. Nobody's safe. And as it should be. Nobody should be safe. Truly. And that's including everybody with these contracts, man. Nobody should be safe. But we do need to see evaluation happen. And that's why I was so bent out of shape. Somebody in the chat says, Dobbs sucks. The fan base gets excited for trash plays. Well, we all know the fan base, man. Like, we know what our fan base is. We know what it is. There's nobody out there. Well, I guess there might be John Gambadoro that likes to tell it like it is, right? The 98.7 people do it very well. Especially a few of them that are on different shows. I feel like they do very well in calling out BS when it needs to be called out. That's what I'm here for. I don't care, and that's why people don't like me because I'm too brash. But I'm calling it like it is. Cliff Kingsbury needed to get fired. You know how much hate I got for that? We had 11 wins. We went to the playoffs, Mike. Cliff Kingsbury, he's good. I tried to call for Cliff Kingsbury's job after year 2 or year 3? I was done with Cliff. Steve Keim, on the other hand, I was calling his job for a hot second since 2019, 2020. Mike, he got us DeAndre Hopkins, Mike. Oh. It's what it is. I have no beef with Gannon. I like Gannon. Right now, I'm pro Gannon. I'm team Gannon. The only problem I had with him was why weren't you changing quarterbacks? That's it. Call it like it is, man. I got no attachments to this organization. I got nothing. They ain't doing nothing for me other than me being a fan. You know what I mean? I don't have to have any scarcity that they're going to pull my license. They're going to pull my media. They're going to pull something from me. I don't care. I say it like it is. And most of the time I'm right. Sometimes I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I have said some things that I'm like, okay, man, I'll shut up. You know what I mean? Cliff Kingsbury should have been fired. That's factual. Steve Keim should have been fired. That's factual. This change should have happened. That's factual. Colt McCoy wasn't going to be the quarterback coming into this year. That was factual. I was surprised that he even made it on the roster with Jonathan Gannon, but he got cut. Did he not get cut before we made the regular season? I said I would be surprised if Colt McCoy was with the Cardinals because he was Cliff's guy. Cut. Bidwell Chassel. That's factual. That's factual. Yeah, that's very factual, my friend. It's very factual. We are the bad news bearers of fandom. Yeah. It's okay. As long as we get things done, that's all I care about. That's all I care about. As long as it gets done, I don't care. I don't care how it's done. As long as it's done. All right, just to recap here, ladies and gentlemen, just to recap here. Let me just make sure we got some things, anything updated. Okay, I don't see anything else have been done so far. Yeah, I don't see anything else here at all so far. Other than Josh Dobbs, obviously Cardinals related. We got a guard getting moved off. And then Montez Sweat getting moved off earlier in the morning. But that's pretty much it so far that we've been seeing. Somebody in the chat says, I don't think Kyler's going to be any better than Dobbs, honestly. Oof. Okay, well, I mean, it's a wait and see, right? Honestly, it's wait and see. If he's not, then Cardinals have got to make a decision, right? Bottom line, Cardinals need to make a decision. I have faith, but that's just one Cardinal fan. We'll see. Fans should start. Honestly, to be honest with you, yeah. When the fans merge together, that's when things get done. Let's call it like it is. When the fans get together, that's when things get done. And that's why I got this platform. Because I'm so sick and tired of the losing. But we got what we wanted, right? We got Kym out. We're now rolling with the Monty. And let's see what Gannon can do. We got what we wanted, so we'll see. So people in the chat here, Kyler's way better. Yeah, I agree. I think Kyler's better than Dobbs too. I don't think it's even the same conversation. The problem is I'm just kind of tired of saying the same things over and over again. So I'm just gonna allow people to say what they gotta say. Kym gone, KK gone. We do wonders. Absolutely. For the people that obviously been here, y'all know where I stand with Kyler. I don't got to keep defending it. All right, here, ladies and gentlemen, smack that like button if you guys haven't done so already. We're probably going to go to the hour-and-a-half mark, especially if no other moves happen. But better bet your bottom dollar if the Cardinals do continue to make moves. We'll continue to make videos pertaining to what we see, how we react to it, and stuff like that. But if the Cardinals don't make anything, this most likely will be the last piece of content here for the day. So smack that like button if you guys haven't done so already. Means the world. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, Dobbs is now gone. Dobbs is now a member of the Minnesota Vikings, which literally 5 to 10 minutes ago before the news drop, I was like, this could be a possibility. So wild, man. So wild. I'm pretty sure the Vikings called about Kyler. Does anybody feel the same way? I'm pretty sure the Vikings called about Kyler. I'm pretty darn sure. I'm pretty darn sure. I'm pretty darn sure. Here we go. We got more contributions coming our way. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so very much for the love. Deas says, Tune will be the future. K1 is injury prone. T15 time. Woo, buddy. Sheesh. All right. Appreciate the contribution. And we got Michael says, Mike, I remember the poster outside the stadium. There you go. It happened, bro. It's the thing. It needs to happen. Somebody needs to stand up. Somebody needs to rise to the occasion, right? Appreciate you, Michael. Thank you so very much for the contribution. But yeah, we got what we wanted. We got what we wanted. Atlanta, Vikings, and the Jets, I think, called for Kyler. I agree. I think that's a very good list you got there, honestly. We made a video before, like, it was like a month ago, I think, about like people trying to, it was like not the national media, but it was the Jets media trying to push this agenda that they should go after Kyler. Now, obviously, it doesn't make too much sense because of how much money they got tied up into Aaron Rodgers. And then obviously Kyler has a lot of money to come with him as well. So it didn't really make too much sense, but I know that was a real possibility as well. But no, it seems like Kyler's going to stay with the Cardinals, and I'm up for it. Well, yeah. I mean, the Vikings should have called for Kyler. Absolutely. The Vikings should have called for Kyler because they're going through panic mode right now. Kirk Cousins is done. This might be the last year, dude. This might be the last year. This might be the last year for Kirk Cousins with the Vikings. So, like, they should call. They did their due diligence. Just the Arizona Cardinals aren't willing to move. That's the problem. Well, here we go, right? Here we go. We'll have to kind of wait and see. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and do something here real quick. I want to do something a little different. Now we are partnering with Underdog Fantasy for the season. I'm not sure if you guys saw, but obviously there has been some ads placed on our videos. I want to go ahead and take you guys through a tutorial here to show you guys how it's used before we go ahead and close up shop for the day. If you guys haven't used Underdog Fantasy, it's pretty fun. They got some fantasy leagues on there where you can actually go on there and play like week 9, week 10, just different weeks. Or you can play this game called Higher or Lower. But because we're mainly a football channel, we're going to be basically focusing on Thursday night football game and see what's you guys can help me out with. Because Thursday night football, we do have, let's see here. Who's playing Thursday night football? I think it's a primetime game, right? It's going to be a really good game, right? Let me see here. Who is playing Thursday night football? Oh, it's the Titans versus the Steelers. I guess it's not too exciting, but anyways, I want you guys to help me out on this one. Because we are partnering with Underdog Fantasy for the year. I'm going to go and share my screen here real quick. And if you guys can do me a huge solid, help me out with these picks. Here. Now, obviously, this is the Underdog Fantasy app. You can go ahead and upload, your money on here if you want to play these games. If you don't, no worries. But basically, this is where you can actually do like fantasy drafts. You can do anything by like NBA if you're a fan of NBA. You can do NFL. Anything like that. It's actually pretty cool. You can even do some small drafts as well if you're doing like a 3-person draft, 6-person draft. But with these ones, you can win some like really good money if you hit really good. But for the most part, we're going to be playing the Pick'em game for this one. And obviously, we're going to filter out for NFL. Let's focus on this game here. It's going to be the Thursday night football game. I want to show if you guys can let me know and hopefully pick me some winners here. So let's do this. I'm going to go through a list of players and you tell me, do you think they're going to go higher or lower in this? Now, if you guys do want to play along, all you need to do is download the Underdog Fantasy app, use promo code AZSF, and they are right now matching your deposit up to $100. Just FYI, if you want to play, if not, no worries, play along with me and tell me if I can win some money here. Help me win some money. So again, Underdog Fantasy, if you want to play along, promo code AZSF. So let's start off with Derrick Henry here. So we got two options. Is Derrick Henry going to score a touchdown, rushing touchdown, or a receiving touchdown? We can go for the higher, or we can go for his rushing yards. Should we do rushing yards lower or higher, or should we go for his touchdown? Do we think he's going to get a touchdown this coming Thursday? Let me know here in the chat, and I'm going to do whatever you guys say out there. I'm going to put some money on here and hopefully see if we win. Let's see here what you guys say. So Derrick Henry, is he going to go a touchdown, or is he going to go lower or higher on yards? Let me go ahead and zoom this up because I know it's kind of very tiny, very tiny. Let's zoom this up here real quick. There you go. That's better. That's better. So Derrick Henry, help me win some money, ladies and gentlemen. It's been rough out here. Let's see here. Got a lot of people talking about drafting quarterbacks. All right. So we're going to go rushing. RV Davies says rushing. You want to go higher or lower? So we got also rushing touchdown. Okay, let's do the rushing touchdown just because there's a little jalapeno. So those little jalapenos means that you can actually get more money. So we're going to go Derrick Henry on the higher on the touchdown. Let's go DeAndre Hopkins. Do you think DeAndre Hopkins is going to go 51 yards or more or lower? Or should we take his touchdown as well? Because that little jalapeno is right there again so we can get more money back. What do you think for DeAndre Hopkins? He's going against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That might be pretty good right there. What do you think DeAndre Hopkins is going to do? Should we go to the touchdown or should we go to the yardage? All right. D-Hop higher. All right. Parlay both. Love it. Let's do it. Love to see it. All right. So let's go ahead and do DeAndre Hopkins. Let's go for his yards. What about that? Why don't we say Derrick Henry with the touchdown and then DeAndre Hopkins with the yards? Is that cool with you guys? Or do you guys want to do... I say yardage too. I'm going to go with Austin here. Austin says go with the yards. I'm going to go with the yards. So I'm going to go higher on the yards for DeAndre Hopkins. I appreciate you guys. All right. Traylon Burks, I don't think he's done very, very well. So let's keep moving on. Let's see what else we have. Let's see. Najee. Let's go with Najee. Is he going to have a rushing touchdown or is he going to have less than 45 yards? I want to go with the less. I want to go with the less yards because this man has done nothing. He's on my fantasy football league and he's absolutely not good. Not good at all. Let's see here. Let's go with Najee. You want to go with the touchdown for Najee? I kind of want to go with the rushing yards on a lower. What are your thoughts? Higher yardage, you said, RV? For Najee? I say less too. I 100% agree with the less. I 100% agree with the less on that one. Okay. So far right now, we got 3 picks. If I put $1 in there, I can win up to $7.50. But no, we're going big. We're going big. Let's go Jaylen Warren or George Pickens. George Pickens, their number 1 wide receiver. Do you go a rushing touchdown or a receiving touchdown, or do you go with their receiving yards? I think George Pickens is a play here. The Titans defense isn't that great. I mean, they show up here and there, but like it's so inconsistent. I think George Pickens could be a play here. What are your thoughts? George Pickens on the yards. Austin, me and you, man, we're on the same wavelength. Same wavelength, buddy. Okay, so right now we can 4 times our money with $1. That's $12.50. If we do $2, that's $25. Let's go for it all. Let's do one more pick. Who are you guys out there to trying to get? We can go kicker. We can either go Boswell or that's the next game. We're going to stick with this game. What about Jaylen Warren? I feel like he's been producing a lot more than Najee. What are you guys' thoughts on Jaylen Warren? If we can go the higher on his rushing yards while his is lower, I feel like that would be good. Or we can go in the kicker route. Because right now we got DeAndre Hopkins on the higher with yards. We got Derrick Henry with the rushing touchdown. We got Najee with lower than 45 yards. And then we got George Pickens higher than 52.5 yards. Yards for Pickens. QB pick. We can pick up a QB. We can. Okay, let's see what the QBs are. Let's see what QBs. I don't think I've seen Pickens on here, though. It's weird because I don't see Pickens or I don't see... Yeah, I don't see Will Levis on here either. Maybe quarterbacks aren't a play in this specific time where we're doing this. We can go Boswell. What is your last pick? Yeah, I agree. Okay, so kicker. All right, we have somebody saying kicker. Which kicker? Do you want to do the kicker for the Steelers or the Nick Folk from the Titans? Honestly, this Nick Folk with 5.5 fantasy points, I think that's a higher on that one. What are your thoughts here on Nick Folk with 5.5 fantasy kicking yards? I think that's good. Kicker. Let's say Will Levis. Yeah, I don't see Will Levis, nor do I see the other guy on there. All right, let's roll with that. All right, so let's go ahead and put a couple bucks down here. Let's go ahead and we put $1. Oh, okay, let's do $2. Let's bet $2. And right now, because we got that little jalapeno there, we can do up to $50 if we hit on every single one of these. So let's submit this bad boy here real quick for $2, and let's see what we can go ahead and do. Thursday Night Football, I'm either going to be $50 richer or I'm going to be $2 lower. Broker. All right, so here's our picks here. We got Derrick Henry with the touchdown. We got DeAndre Hopkins with more receiving yards. We got Najee Harris with less than 45 receiving yards. We got George Pickens with a higher than 52.5 yards, and then Nick Folk with more than 5.5 kicking points. Oh, that's kicking points. Dang, I thought it was fantasy. Dang it, I think I might have screwed myself. It's okay. We'll take it as it goes, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're going to close up shop. If you guys do want to play along, download the Underdog Fantasy app today. Use promo code AZSF so you can get your deposit matched up to $100 if you want to play. If not, no worries. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hopefully I'll be $50 richer this coming Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Have a great rest of your day as always. Trade deadline is today. If more moves happen, watch out for more videos on the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day. Go Cards.